Relax for them. You have Mustafa Yakubu from Hearts of Lions. You have Jerry Efrie from Thought FC. McCarthy Ofori, Dreams FC. You have Owusu Douglas from Asikem. You have Mohamed Ibrahim from Rising Stars. You have Gabriel Mensah from Adriana. You have Bento Akwaidua from Hearts of Lions. You have Deborah Ephraim Bossman from Kempon Academy. You have Gideon Esiako from Dreams FC.
5.
You have Mohamed Bashiru from Accra Shooting Stars. Ajavan Collins, Benab FC. He's their guy. You have a couple of them. So you see that, yes, Kinsley, Frimpong, Abdallah, Issa Yassir from Vision FC is in there.
You see, you cannot be doing these things.
Yeah.
You are telling you, stop it, still believe. You alone.
Misbah Aziz.
22, 23 players.
First
you alone have like 10. How can you be doing our national... Get to Kreko and his people. How can you be doing our national teams like that?
Because let me finish.
When are you going to stop these things? No more penny for your ball,
This is exactly what we've been complaining about.
Charlie.
Yeah. We'll come back to it. Give me the rundown on the game itself.
So let me just count to the football itself. The team looked very disjointed for me. And like I said in my at the start of my submission, that look, this is like the first test for him. Very typical of how we start our games. Still up front, nothing really interesting to pick up, especially in the final third against the opponents. And I think the Congolese themselves were not they are not a good side. I don't know if it's because
maybe I'm sure they respected us as host nation.
Yes, and clearly you
didn't know what we were going to.
Exactly. I think the game plan from them was to hold Ghana to that draw, because after the referee ended it, they look like a side that were excited with the draw, because look, on paper they would say, yeah, Ghana, one, host nation, two, Ghana, yeah, probably is a top house in African football, but so that draw for them was a good one. But I think there's so much work on the team to do, especially with what Desmond wants his players up front to do, because look, they'll create the chances and they get there, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I think a repetition of that's if we don't put up a very good performance against Gambia next on Tuesday. The exit again at the 2019 edition would resurface, because there's a lot of work to do on this team. Yeah, it's, football is a non-Olympic qualifier. But the African Games is that opportunity for Desmond Ofer to know what exactly he wants to do with this team. Because this team will go on to play what? Other tournaments. The AFCON will come.
Hello, we are the host nation, though. You have to win the team.
Exactly. And
win the team.
The expectations from Ghanaians was very glaring at this. Because look, every chance that they missed, you could tell that people were clearly not happy with what they were doing. And they were creating the chances, but they were unable to bury it. So there's so much work for Desmond to do. And I'm just hoping that they'll give him the free hands to work with these players. If this is the players he says is the best.
He himself should not be the one coaching this team. You see, Ghana, we don't like to be honest. We are so dishonest you see, when you are treating a national team, why is it a national team? Because it is meant for the best in every field.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is the best coach who's supposed to take charge of the team, the best players, the best medics, the best physio, the best everything the best. And you see, what is so appalling is the fact that you see the way others are doing it.
Yep.
Our competitors, they are the people we need to go and compete with.
Yeah, to mimic what they are doing.
It's as simple as that. We think that we can do things completely the opposite and get the sort of result that those who are doing the right things are getting. Who does that? How can you give the team to this man? He cannot be the coach of our national team. Have you seen him coach on the touchline before?
But interestingly, Ben, before Desmond took over, it was Samuel Boadu.
Yeah, who was coaching this team?
No,
so
he was also doing. I mean, so there's a very clear retrogression of this. I mean, they've not competed in so many tournaments, but this is the U20 team that has gone on to win the AFCON, and if not for COVID, they would have competed at the World Cup.
Yep.
Yes. And in 2009, world champions.
Yeah.
World champions. And we saw the benefit we got from that group. Andre, Ajima Badu, Jonathan Mensah, Samuel Nkom, Dominic Dia,
And co.
We saw how we benefited. And the future of the Black Stars, fundamentally,
It's built on
is built on this.
on the youth.
You
U17,
don't joke
U20.
with the group at any level or within any department. It's a group that should be taken very, very serious. And then hopefully along the line, after every 4 years, you may have 2-3 Black Meteors players.
Yeah, that you can blame. Yeah.
Let me tell you the levels of excellence we are hoping to achieve before I get Edwin to come in with his take. So at the last edition in Rabat, Egypt finished the competition with 273 medals.
Nigeria, I believe, was second.
Nigeria came in second with
127
127 medals.
Yeah.
And then you had South Africa with 87. And then Algeria ranked fourth. With what? 125 medals. So South Africa came in. So that's the South Africa came in 127. Nigeria came in 127, including 46 gold.
Yeah.
South Africa received 87 medals, 36 gold. Algeria came in with 125. Okay, so that's how it played out. Morocco came in with 109. So
that's the bar.
Oh, Ben, mention Ghana's. Yo, why is skipping? No, we got 13.
13 bronze.
Yes.
13 overall.
No, 13 overall.
That's our haul overall. So the team.
and coach, let me just
when you combine, somebody captured the look of coach's face.
When you combine the since the inception of the African Games, I think that the total medals we've amassed in total is not even up to 30. So the last edition in Rabat is probably our biggest.
So hold on, no. So Nigeria can say that they gathered more medals in the last edition than we have gathered in the whole history of the African Games. That's crazy.
That is madness. And look, and it is unacceptable.
Oh Lord,
we cannot accept that.
It looks like the issue is not a football issue.
Some few weeks ago, we were being told that we are putting in close to $200 million. We've spent over $100 and something million on this event.
Coach, they say we are spending $48 million on daily expenses. It's been denied.
No, but how much of that money was given to prepare our people?
The table tennis people are having to bring a floor for
How
Nigeria.
much of that money? What percentage of the money was used to prepare our team? Because as host nation, we cannot look. This time when we hit the street of Ghana, not only here in Accra, we go everywhere.
You mean you are going everywhere?
Everywhere.
Thank you.
Because you cannot do that. You cannot be allowed to do that and go scot-free. Look, we are tracking the event. So far, one hour no. No, I mean, you was about.
You mean God must come in?
We should have to come and intervene. You know what's about? Come and intervene. Because if you look at the amount of money that is being put out there, and the table tennis president, they had to dip his own hand in his pocket.
He had to rescue the situation.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. It would have the same situation with the badminton situation would have emerged. So he had to save the situation. Edwin, I'm sure you've been monitoring everything going on.
Just a few things. I think Gabby and Coach have talked about how the team fared in this game and what they expect. My point is, if you keep accepting mediocrity, then it means you've lost it. This is the Black Satellites who were world champions in 2009. This is the Black Satellites who have produced consistently good players to be promoted to the Black Stars, to give us a team that competed at the 2010 World Cup, give us a team that competed at the 2014 World Cup, give us a team that consistently used to compete at the AFCON. And we've let it drop down to this state. What did the coach say? Success will be qualifying out of the group.
Yep.
Wow, look,
rubbish.
Wow, look,
rubbish.
Look at that.
Ben, that's absolute rubbish.
After spending over 200 million, close to 200 million, we just need to qualify.
After camping for over 3 months.
6 months.
6 months.
I don't care what performances we've been putting out in previous tournaments. This is Ghana. This is the Black Satellites. We should be expecting to win this tournament, particularly because we are playing at home.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That should be our target, winning the tournament, not qualifying out of the group, not getting to the semi-final, not getting to the quarter-final, or getting to the final and getting silver. This is gold we should be aiming for. Because that is what we should be doing, preparing our teams to win every single tournament in competing. Unfortunately, our team has been degraded.
Actually,
you talk about Egypt and how they prepare for every tournament. They might not win every single tournament, but they give their players, they give their athletes the best chance of winning the tournament. So you know that on the day, it's not because they didn't prepare well. It's because
they were beaten by better people.
Yep.
You accept that.
You can accept it.
Yep.
But when you go into tournaments knowing you are going to lose them because your team was not prepared properly, they didn't get the facilities to train at. They didn't get the time. They weren't able to get the best of trainers to teach them, the best coaches, the best nutritionists, the best physios. Because they went into the tournament subpar. That is unacceptable for a country like Ghana. The whole, honestly, the whole preparation for this African Games has been subpar. That's the word for the day. It's been subpar. We got the stadiums right. Boteman, University of Ghana, they've been built. Brilliant. How ready were they for the actual competition?
Let the badminton event tell you.
The badminton event, the story you told about the table tennis event. How ready are these places for the competition? It was until a week before the competition before we realized that there were events going to be held at several venues. Prior to that, on the website of the African Games, we've been told that these 3 or 4 venues will take care of the competition. Boteman, University of Ghana, Achimota Golf, Achimota Cricket. That's all we were told. Were we told about Alisa before our show last week?
We are rather interested in procuring over 300 vehicles, renting them.
they say na rent.
We are rather interested in renting them and not giving our athletes and our sportsmen the best means of preparing themselves for this tournament. Hey, what sort of country is this? So nobody could say that table tennis, what do you need? We've known that we will host this tournament or this competition for more than 3-4 years now. We couldn't decide that this, to be able to compete, this is the level we need to take our players through. We've not invested in any of our athletes. They are just doing us a favor. The Azamatis and Co who will be running, they are just coming because I don't think they've ever had such a feeling in front of their own home fans before. I have spoken to people very close to Azamati. And you know what he's so mad about? The fact that he's coming to run at the Legon Sports Stadium.
I'm back home.
I am back home, and he's bent on doing something. If you've got athletes of that mentality, as a country, what should you be doing? All you need to do is to provide them the platform to get them to excel. So the minister sits there, and then he says that we are spending over. So you couldn't have pony. How do you say it in tree? On ponies kakras woman. I know anything. So that they will at least
but when we interviewed
go through proper training.
He visited them at the camp in Cape Coast, I believe.
Yeah. The taekwondo.
He said they were getting. He said they were getting 4-star treatment.
No, but look.
On record.
Look, you see,
said they were getting
attempts to see, and some of the coaches, some of the handlers of our national team. Look, when you are a top-notch coach and you draw your program, it's either that program is adhered to, or you step aside. That is how you achieve. Or else, look, when the disgrace come, they will gently and politely and smartly pull themselves out of the way, and then the blame will be put at your doorstep. No more. I don't even. Do you know my hope? My only hope is in 2 events:
athletics,
and then maybe boxing.
Charlie, the
All the
boxers.
people, they charge you.
The boxers are in
come-
Italy. They are doing a repetition of what they did in Senegal.
beatings or kodo.
Kodo,
Oh, Samotechi.
Krofono Buyen.
As for Samuel Techi, I'll do a whole editorial on him on Sports Panorama one of these days.
Look.
I'll come to it.
The way we are behaving, just splashing money and not reaping or getting any reward. Which country does that?
Nobody does any evaluation. Nobody sits.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of the day, we've spent 150, 170 million euros, some close to $200 million. What did we get in return?
What can we do to make it better? What didn't work for us?
No, but what sort of people are running the show when it comes to sports?
Let me just end our discussion on the African Games with an article that's been written by the legendary Ken Bediako. Now let me just read just a paragraph for you and to show you how the standards have changed in recent times. Now listen to this. It said in Lagos 1973, Alice Anum won 100 meters gold in 21.7 seconds and 200 meters gold in 23.8 seconds. The sprint relay gold was Josephine Okran, Elizabeth Bruce, and Rose Asiedua. Ohene Karikari won 100 meters gold in 10.5 seconds and 200 in 21.07 seconds.
So some time back, we're winning gold with chicken easy.
Thank you. Now listen to this. Now in boxing featherweight, Azuma Nelson won gold and remarkably won another gold a few weeks later in the Commonwealth Games in Edmonton, Canada. Now, suffice to say, Azuma turned pro 2 years later and became world champion in 1984.
It was there. The platform had been given.
Listen, now, on this note, let me continue with the series on the history of Ghana's participation in the African Games. Now, the focus is on the 7th Games in Johannesburg in 1999. Ghana sent an unprecedented large contingent of 221, comprising 256 competitors and 63 officials to participate in 9 sports disciplines. The 9 disciplines were athletics, volleyball, karate, taekwondo, boxing, handball, hockey, baseball, and netball. Now, the medal haul in South Africa turned out to be the country's 3rd best after Lagos 1973 and Algiers 1978. Ghana bagged 2 gold, 2 silver, 12 bronze, placing Ghana 13th on the unofficial medals table. Athletics earned the 2 gold medals and 4 bronze. The other winning disciplines were handball bronze, taekwondo silver, and 3 bronze karate. 1 bronze, 1 boxing silver, and 3 bronze. So karate, taekwondo, and the likes were also winning us medals back in the day. They have all fallen into the ditch.
A couple of points.
Yeah.
Is it not interesting that we hear about us having to foot the bill for a lot of these things, like every single thing? You remember the sports minister saying that we'll be paying for the football, all the football costs. Is it not interesting that we have to hear about it and not when we go, let's say we go to an AFCON tournament and yet CAF is taking care of the bills. No one mentions that.
Never.
They make it seem as though we are paying for everything.
Yep.
It's when we are supposed to pay for it, when they've mentioned a huge amount, yet they can add the fact that we are taking care of these bills.
Yeah.
Is it not?
It's very
it's
curious.
Not interesting.
It's very, very interesting.
Second point, Mustafa Youssef, earlier this week, he went on TV and said that he expects 2 billion people to be watching the African Games. 2 billion is AFCON numbers. So that's what Motsepe said the AFCON 2023 got in the Ivory Coast. And that was with the increased eyes on the African continent. Did you see the game the Black Stars Satellites played today? The stadium. Did you see the opening ceremony right at the start? How are you going to convince me that 2 billion people are going to watch this tournament when you can't even fill your stadium for the opening ceremony? These are the kinds of things you bus people to. Fill the stadium where the African continent is watching. Everyone is watching the ceremony.
You see, who told you everybody bought ticket in Cote d'Ivoire? Everybody you saw in that stadium
They didn't.
bought ticket. But they hosted the best AFCON I have ever seen.
For Ghana's games, at least ensure that there's a significant number of people
The guy said
in the
the guy said it was journalists, dignitaries, and LOC members.
Maybe we can add the Ghana Supporters Union. Because they were sitting at the center.
And you want to convince me that 2 billion people will be tuning in to watch these games. That's not possible. The advertisements, the marketing for this African games, Ben, you and I know that it's been poor.
It's been non-existent.
Let's just take the Ivory Coast AFCON.
Yep.
Every single radio station, TV station, they made it a point to push the AFCON agenda.
Yep.
To push banners, flyers, billboards.
You see, what
our
our people don't understand is that the radio stations and things, they are private people's company.
In fact, look at us, a private company. We've been discussing the African games for the last 40 minutes.
I don't think they did it. They even sat and thought about having a media talk.
We have been discussing the African games for 40 minutes with our own airtime.
You see, Ben, and I find this very funny when the LOC sit and say that we should spread positivity about.
But isn't that what they say all the time?
But yet, the negativity solves itself. Let me give you a perfect example. Yeah, Jamenta and I went to the Airport City Car Park 4 to go for accreditation. Now, before I even went there, I'm a Ghanaian journalist. I've applied for the games, and you're telling me to provide passport details. So I did not do that. So when we got to the place, we had, I think, 3 Nigerian journalists and a Cameroonian. I believe they had the approval letter. So, when you go there, you have to provide your contact ID on the letter so that they go fetch your card for you. So the Nigerians provided their letter. The lady goes back and comes back and says that the accreditation has been rejected. Then the Nigerian is like, so why then do I get the letter
saying that you have
approved?
And then he just goes very mad and like, look.
No, I will be mad because I've come all the way from Nigeria.
Yes, already he said he encountered a problem at the airport, like when he dropped, and he was not so happy about it. So the guy began to
He just began going off.
It's like then the next thing was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Are we ready to host the tournament? So I mean, the negativity already has sold itself.
Because you can't.
I'm not the one to go and put it out there.
Tell me that I've been rejected. I've showed up.
Anyway,
that got him to
come here. Nobody will come all the way down here without approval.
Charlie.
Let's get our house in order. The games are still happening. A couple of disciplines happening. Like I said, there's the under 20 women's team playing in Cape Coast at 8 p.m. That game is in about 6-7 minutes or so. A lot more games happening tomorrow. Go to Boteman, go to the hockey pitch, go to Alisa Hotel, go to the Bukum Boxing Emporium Conference Center, go check out the games. Shatawale and Kim Promise. Shatawale has finished performing. Kim Promise is now on the bill.
Yeah, the bald head.
Oh, Charlie. Promise. Yeah, Charlie. This week, Charlie, Professor Chumesi was fired this week. I nearly forgot.
You should have gone long ago.
And it came with a full-blown, how do you call it? Reshuffle of the NSA. So
they should sweep and clear everybody.
They took people to Koforidia. They took people to. They brought people to the headquarters. They've moved a lot of people around. So Mr. Doji,
they say if you move people around wherever they are going,
they are taking their things there.
Their character is clear them.
It's how the government system works. They
what is this?
They remove you. You are doing bad here. They remove you from here
and go
and plug you somewhere so you can continue to do your thing over there. Yeah. So Prof Chumesi has been fired. Mr. or Doctor,
bring the car. You shouldn't just fire him and let him go.
That pick up.
You should bring the car and the proper auditing should be done on him.
Yeah.
If he causes any financial loss, take him on.
Dr. Doji Numekovo is the new acting Director General of the NSA. Let me read a few messages that have been coming in. We'll switch our attention and talk about some Champions League in a bit. Prekese Kwame Aristocrat. He says, Anyami, we may be the last after the whole sports disciplines because the child that will develop hernia is immediately spotted at birth. Charlie. This was a good evening, Ben and crew. I don't think our badminton team trained enough. Just cross-check the results from today's matches. Charlie, them last we rough. Lipu Mama says, my sports panorama crew, I miss you plenty. All too soon, Klopp is leaving his post. That's sad.
I miss you too, young lady.
Charlie,
What she called for?
No, Charlie, Liverpool, Mama, they enjoy life for young people. They enjoy life.
You know they call me, sir.
Charlie,
They call me regularly.
he make busy in the snow, Charlie. This one here says that Starboy from La Paz says, actually, I haven't heard the under 20 coach's name before. Why is the FA doing this to us? It's better to watch Luton's match than to watch our Black Stars playing. More fire, coach, okay? More messages. Someone says that these games will finally show that it's not a football problem, but a sports problem, okay? I think I was just saying that a while ago. Ghana is not serious. The Egyptian table tennis had a psychologist. Meanwhile, the Ghana table tennis team had rubbers coming in late. Is this a serious country? Kobe from Medina says, good evening, Ben. Shout out to Coach Nimli. I saw him at Medina today looking very serious. I'm sure he was prepping for Panorama. Coach is a serious guy, Charlie. Let's get into it. So like I said, Prof. Chumesi removed. Let's get to some foreign stuff happening. And let's start off from our own Premier League action. We have a big road show this weekend. It's Super Sunday. Aston Villa host Tottenham Hotspur at the Villa Park, and then Liverpool host Manchester City at Anfield. It's number 1 versus number 2. Charlie, I've heard a lot of funny sound bites and things today. Funniest I heard was Pep Guardiola being asked about how he feels about Trent, saying that Manchester City have won a lot because of money, and that winning means more to Liverpool than to Manchester City. Pep says that he wishes Trent a speedy recovery from injury. And then he was asked again, you know how reporters can be. Yeah. Like when they don't hear a satisfactory answer, trying to press on your point, says, again, we wish Trent a speedy recovery from injury. Anyway, let me start off with you. Big game Sunday.
Game.
Charlie, huge game. I don't think it comes any bigger than this. Probably the biggest game in the Premier League or on the calendar. Liverpool host Manchester City. Last time this game was at last time it ended 1-0.
1-1.
1-1. Yeah. So that's the first leg from this season. Yeah. So 1-1. Now this one again is at Anfield. What are you looking at in terms of dynamics, matchups? What sticks out for you in this one?
Well, you mentioned that this is a massive game, and it's a really huge game. It has been the biggest game in the Premier League over the last probably 3 seasons because of where both clubs are. Mm-hmm. And the stories are just ramping up. First of all, obviously, you've got the 2 managers who are probably the 2 best managers in the Premier League right now, maybe 2 of the best across Europe. You've got Klopp leaving at the end of the season. You've got the dynamics of what Trent said and how Man City are responding, including Haaland, who said Trent has never felt what it's like to win a treble before. So you see, everybody's taking
fired everywhere.
Everybody's taking shots at each other, and the most important, obviously, is the fact that they are 1 and 2 in the Premier League. So this game could change things in terms of how the title lines up, and these are 2 of the best teams on the land, playing wise, goal scoring wise, attacking wise. So it promises to be a huge game. With how things are going, you'd expect City to probably win this one because Liverpool don't have a number of players available, a number of key players, including Trent Alexander-Arnold. A few players are returning from injury.
It looks like from what Pep has been saying, Trent will speed up his recovery. He'll be ready for Sunday.
Well, he has to. He has to prove a point. They are still bringing players back from injury. Salah recently returned. Darwin Núñez came back recently. Szoboszlai is easing his way back into form. But this Liverpool team has proven that even with a lot of their key players unavailable, they can still pull up a surprise.
Salah will be ready for this game.
And give any team a game, as they showed in the Carabao Cup final with the youngsters and with the second team players. They can still pull up a game because anyone who comes into this Liverpool team seems to fit into Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp's style, no matter how long they've been out of the team, no matter how old they are. But for Man City, they are in really, really good form. You look at a player like Foden, who has been described by Pep Guardiola as probably the best player in England right now. Haaland is scoring goals yet again. Kevin De Bruyne is back into the team. They have a wealth of talent in attack, midfield, and defense. Everything is pointing at a Manchester City win, even in terms of the way they play, the way they dominate teams, beat them into submission. We saw against Manchester United that they can show a different side of themselves if they are behind.
But can they beat any team in the top bracket aside United? That's the bigger question. I saw a stat that had me thinking, right? Rodri is on 40 games? I think it's 40 games unbeaten in all competitions. So when he plays, Manchester City do not lose.
It's not a surprise because he's a fantastic player and he's become very important to the way they play. Not just because he provides protection in front of the back four, but because of what he provides going forward. In transition, he is key to how they set up. He's the one who can break the defensive line of any team, even the teams that play with very low blocks. He can drive, he can shoot, so he offers a lot to this Manchester City game, even on set pieces as well. So there's so much that he offers to this team. But Liverpool face a disadvantage. They've played now 5 games in 14 days with a very limited squad. And no matter
that's a good point.
No matter how good you are, fatigue
will get you at a point.
Fatigue will set in because the players run a lot.
And they play Thursday.
They play Thursday as well. They run a lot. They press very high. They exert a lot of energy. So it stands to reason that a lot of the players will be fatigued come Sunday, and that might play a part. Of course, they'll start off very strongly because Anfield is a very magical place. They have their fans behind them. They have their coach to play for, a lot of motivation to stay on top of the league. But you feel that the longer the game goes on, the more it favors Man City, not just because they've had fewer games to play than Liverpool, but because at the moment they have a deeper bench. They have more players they can call on, more quality players they can bring off the bench to counter Liverpool. And I think that is what will decide the game on Sunday. The fact that City have a deeper, more readily available bench to call on when they need to.
Let me take Gabi's thoughts. Gabi, Super Sunday, Liverpool, Manchester City. Who are you leaning towards and why?
I'll call this clash the final showdown of an iconic Premier League rivalry.
Is it because Klopp is leaving?
Yeah. And Pep himself today at the press
Charlie, I say Klopp will do some 360. You go show.
Yeah, I'm in for it. Pep himself has said it that, look, this is his best rival. And I think that these two coaches have brought a lot to the Premier League, especially. I think they arguably like the finest brains you've got in the Premier League ever since they came. Especially look at what Klopp has done. So much talk about he's been working with a limited squad in terms of like money not pumped so much into Liverpool. He's gone on to do big things with them. So look, I think ever since he announced his departure that he'll be leaving at the end of the season, the players are looking like a very new set of 11, especially with even when he's introduced kits to play. Look at what they did against Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea had to drag them all the way to the final, but you can tell that the players have got something extra to play for, not just because they want to win the Premier League, but because they want to do a very good farewell to Klopp. So it's a game that has got a lot of things setting really nice. Pep himself has. Both teams are going into this game on the back of wins. Liverpool winning in the Europa League, Sparta Prague. Pep himself, his side beat Copenhagen. So I think it's a really good game. And for me, what I'm looking forward to is that, it's our fourth row show. The last time we went to the plus 2-3, I think it was also a Liverpool game. A Liverpool Arsenal. No, it was Manchester City Arsenal rather. Yeah, that had City winning that game. So I mean, I'm looking forward to that clash again Sunday. I think that it's one thing that would come to fruition for this Liverpool team is the fact that they are playing at Anfield, and that grounds have always proven to be a very safe ground for Liverpool.
Still unbeaten at Anfield this season, or they've lost one game?
No, I think they lost one game.
Yeah,
I can't seem to, but I remember that time very well. So I mean, Ben, it's a really good game. I don't think that if Manchester City lose at Anfield, it would throw the title race somewhere. I think that City would still give it all to the end of the season. And I love the competition this season. In as much as we've got Arsenal also competing in there, it's not just a 2-horse race. I've listened to several commentaries that they're tagging it as a 3-horse race. So I think it's a very good game coming up on Sunday.
Well, they'll have to worry about Arsenal the week after the Liverpool game. So
Ben, I think Liverpool fans don't want to hear this, but it's not like they've been picking every single player from the academy or they've been buying every single player for £5 million. I just took a look at the list and they've spent a lot of money.
Oh, that thing I don't
Maybe
agree
not
with.
as Manchester City.
I don't agree with that thing.
No, not as much as Manchester
You see,
City.
people
They
try
have
to make
spent.
it. People try to make it look like Liverpool don't spend money. Man City overly spend money. Look, I don't think Liverpool have spent a truckload of money. When Liverpool
Darwin
needed
Núñez.
Liverpool
Just
spent
Darwin Núñez.
£75 million on a goalkeeper.
Virgil
How many
van Dijk,
people buy
Alisson.
goalkeepers for 75 million? Anyway, coach, let me take your perspective on this. Rodri has become a really stubborn guy in this. The last time Liverpool won against Man City, I think Rodri was out of the game. I don't think he was in that fixture. The 1-0 that Mohamed Salah scored that lone goal.
It will end on Sunday. That his unbeaten run, everything that has
A beginning has an
an
end.
and I think it will end on Sunday.
How so? Why so?
Look, Liverpool will be ready.
Man City won't.
They will be ready. But when Liverpool is that ready at Anfield, nobody stands in their way. Nobody. Nobody stands in their way. And there are so many factors that will ensure that Liverpool worst result on the day will be a draw.
Talk us through this.
I don't see how Man City will win this. Look, they may have the De Bruyne and the Haaland, the Foden, the Bernardo Silva and co. But I think that the Liverpool goalkeeper has proven to be a very good replacement. Kelleher.
Yeah.
If you play my small boy at right back, Bradley,
Yep.
Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, a midfield of Endo, Alexis McAllister, Soboslai, and the front three of Diaz,
Núñez
Núñez,
and Salah.
maybe Gakpo or Salah.
Salah. I think Salah will play this game.
Yes. I'm sure I'm going. Man City be a trouble.
I think Liverpool is one of those teams who actually don't. You're right.
Look,
They are actually one of those teams who
if you
don't
know
show.
them, man,
they don't show Man City a lot of
Fear them.
respect.
All.
Yeah.
But we saw Liverpool play at the Etihad. In that second half, all they needed to do was to make sure they don't concede in the first 15 minutes. When they took over, look at the goal and not scored. Brilliant goal by all standard. I do believe. I have seen Man City go to Anfield, and when the Never Walk Alone was sung, you could see their players popoing. Do you remember that game? The one that Kevin De Bruyne had to walk to everybody and say, calm down, calm down, calm down. Sunday, he has to do that 10 times. That is the emotional part of Sunday. You cannot take it out. Because it is club's last official battle
With Pep and
with
Anfield.
Pep before he leaves England. Unless something miraculously changes.
Yeah.
I don't see him. See, when the Germans speak, they don't speak by heart. They don't do things by heart. The Germans are very pragmatic people.
When they say they are doing something, it means they are
Go
doing
ahead
it.
and do it. So for him to have made that announcement that he's going, I do believe he's gone. And therefore, the best befitting giveaway or farewell for the young man is to grab this league title. By the time Liverpool goes onto the pitch on Sunday against Man City, I think Arsenal will be on top of the league on goals difference. I expect Arsenal to beat Brentford and beat them good. So Liverpool will now go there with a 12th man. That support base, the atmosphere they will create, not even welcome to hell can match that. Not even the Sekuna, what is the name of the Dortmund stadium?
Signal Iduna Park.
Not even that one can match up to Anfield. Now make a say.
The Signal Iduna Park.
Signal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Signal Iduna Park.
Look, on Sunday,
Yeah.
Man City would do everything practically possible to dominate that round object. The pressing of Liverpool will be unprecedented. The supporters will get them to go for them. Go. What?
That's what worries me.
No, that shouldn't be a worry. There will be a proper balance to that. They will not just go up because they have to go. There will be a proper, proactive way of doing that. This City team, look, last week, Rashford way shine.
Oh, could have had a hat trick in the first
Rashford
half.
way shine. Look, when the game started, all the Man City balls that went to Onana, they were routine saves. Rashford scored the most difficult chance to score. And then he had 2 clear chances. Even in that first half, even in the second half, before City went on to equalize that one, if Rashford has just stayed on his foot, he would have gone to make the game 2-0. Game over. Yapon. Look, have you looked at the form? People are talking about Erling Haaland, but have you looked at the form of Darwin Núñez of late?
Cooking.
Look, he is cooking good food, delicious meals.
Thank you, my brother.
I want to be part of that meal.
Cooking. Chale, Darwin.
He's cooking, Kyle Walker is not going to be tackling Garnacho. He's up against Luis Diaz. In midfield, Sunday, everybody will clap for the Japan boy. You see that boy, I've always been telling you.
Wataru.
The day Liverpool bought him, I said, yes, they bought a player.
Wataru Endo.
Near Shimini say, no need Dormiji. He came in his 30s.
Even that, you can't even tell. His energy is like a 20-year-old.
From the way he's playing, he needs to be around for the next 4, 5, 6 years. For Liverpool to have actually enjoyed him.
Oh, they bought him for cheap. If they
bought him for cheap.
If they get 2 good seasons out of him, it's good enough.
They'll let go of him.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Because
2, 3 good seasons.
Look,
Yeah.
pragmatically, he's that good. And he will be them. Look, he will be the difference.
You mean,
And I think-
wait, hold on. You mean Endo can do a job on Rodri?
He would no. You see, the two of them will be far apart. But Endo's tactical position, he will not be moving like Rodri will be moving. No, he will stay where he has to stay. Very much demarcated. Once you step into that zone, he does the job, he stays there. And people will see why McAllister is a World Cup winner. Since he signed for Liverpool, he's actually not been given the credit. But he's one of the fundamental reasons why Liverpool are competing for the league title. Alexis McAllister. I can see Virgil van Dijk captaining Liverpool to live. You see, when Klopp said he was leaving, do you know the players he hate most? You watch that Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, yeah. Van Dijk,
He virtually cried.
I feel like half the Liverpool team will want to leave after Klopp leaves.
He virtually. Some people are insinuating that he even said that. if Klopp is going,
and then he had to come back and do a rebuttal, clarify that statement.
That statement. Man City, John Stones, Kyle Walker,
Akanji,
Núñez, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and all. Look, they've got an end product. They've got a focal point that we all envy. But I've seen Van Dijk and Konate deal with Erling Haaland good. I've seen them deal with them good. Is it that Erling Haaland physique that he normally used to bully all the other teams?
These people have the same physicality.
He will not do that against Van Dijk. Look, if you know what Liverpool stands for in such big games that more or less go to the side. When it is at, look, if this game was at the Etihad, I give Liverpool no chance. I give them no.
You mean the venue makes a big difference?
What? Go and ask every player who's played at Anfield. Go and ask Rooney, Ronaldo, Kevin De Bruyne, Wout. Go and ask them.
When touching there, you never walk alone.
Go and ask Messi and Suarez. They had won 3-0 at the Camp Nou. When they came to, by the time they realized it was 4.
Dazed.
Completely dazed. That is what this Liverpool team can do to you. Again, Man City cannot afford to lose. Because I think that if they were to lose the game, I think they will be done for the title.
And don't forget, like I said, after Liverpool, they have Arsenal next weekend.
Arsenal next weekend to play.
Those are their title rivals
Villa.
back to back. That's not good. But that's the top 4.
Yeah. These are tough. And throughout this season, they've not dealt with the top 4 people like that.
I'm about to come to you on that. Let me read a few comments from YouTube and then our messages, and then I'll get some opinion on why
dealt with the top 4 people like
why
that.
they've been struggling this season with the top 4.
They've not beaten Arsenal.
Only Ten Hag and Co have that
I'm
point.
a bet top 4 me. I mean, mole be
Point
bet top 4.
Point made. True.
Top 10 I'm a top 10. Mugolonia top 20. Blue beer.
Let me read it. Oh, Charlie.
Top 20. Top 20.
Edwin must propose.
20.
He must propose a solution to the 10, 11, 12 that Chelsea have become. Because see, it's not funny, Edwin. You must give us
a top 15.
Charlie, I'm coming. This one here, Elijah from Ejumako District Hospital is doing the listening. This one here is from Selom Felix Ahiaga. Says, Coach, Coach, I'm enjoying your analysis. Okay. Jerry Ofosuini says, I love the way Coach is back in the Liverpool team. This one here says, by the way, he said BTS over 2.5. Thank me later. So people are doing their own thing in there. Let me get to the message box proper and read a few of the messages that are coming through. This one says, hi Ben, Sunday's game is a 1-1 draw. Correct score. Scoreboard from Adenta. Hey, investors are wow. Charlie. Kojo Foster from Odoko, Parliament Chapel. Says Liverpool 3, City 1. This one says, Coach, I really understand your point, but saying you don't see Man City winning makes me laugh. And don't forget that Pep beat Klopp there. City is winning whether you like it or
Klopp
not.
has also beaten him at the Etihad.
Yep. The same atmosphere was there, but teams went there and beat Liverpool.
No, you see,
but hold on.
The last season,
but what he's making, you see, he's trying to make it sound. Anfield is a place where Liverpool actually barely lose a game.
you see,
it barely ever happens.
Don't look at that Liverpool team of last season. Last season, we all know that they were playing.
They were all over the place.
They were in 6s and 7s.
They ended up in the Europa League.
Gone.
Yeah.
Right now, last season they were 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. Eventually, they finished 6 or 7 or so. Where are they now? They're on top of the league.
Yep, different. A lot. And
the Man City of last season is not the Man City of this season.
Yeah, and we've got to say that Anfield is where Pep has had his worst results.
That's
in
it.
England.
Wow.
Difficult ground for him.
It's a very difficult ground.
Actually, Klopp is actually on top of Pep in terms of head-to-head.
Yes, he's beating him more times.
Combined from their days in Dortmund, Bayern, everything combined. It's very interesting.
Everything is settled.
Like we always say, this is his biggest rival.
Of course. The man himself had the pre-match interview, admitted that. Look, you remember last week after beating United, when they asked me, next week is your last, but he said, I don't want to talk, I don't want to think about that. The stress of thinking about that is beyond him.
There's a lot of stress.
But he's a very fantastic. You see, don't get me wrong. It's Man City that Liverpool will be playing. But I've been saying, I've followed this English Premier League for a very, very long time. When I was a stout Manchester United supporter, a very stout one, in fact, the best in the whole world. Nobody argues that.
But because why do you have to put so much stress on it?
They themselves, they know.
They know.
When they needed comfort, they came to me to comfort them.
Thank you, my brother. You see, those are the reasons why you can't stop. Because the people need those things from you.
They won't get it. The only place that I never want to see Manchester United go was Anfield. Go and ask every United supporter. Was Anfield. I remember there was a year, I've forgotten the year, my United went to Anfield and first half 3-0. United were up 3-0. Liverpool went back, came second half, 15 minutes, 3-3. Naka, yes, this is a proper ground. I say Messi, Suarez, they brought a 3-0 lead from the Camp Nou to Anfield. And when Liverpool showed up, look, Pep is praying hard that people will not show up. If your team is formed by fishermen, which spirit do you use?
Guys, is it Liverpool? They are coming to a marine
spirit. You don't know football. If you know football, after doing all the tactics, you have to sit back and analyze it.
Listen to this stats. I think we should be really excited to hear. It says just 2 of the last 30 Premier League matches between Liverpool and Manchester City have been won by the away side.
That's right.
Just 2.
Just 2 at Anfield. 2 of the last 30 at Anfield.
You can understand why.
So it's typically the home side doing the winning, or there will probably be a draw. Interesting
I'm
thoughts
telling
there.
you honestly.
Let me get more messages through, and then we'll see if we can touch on the Champions League briefly before we wrap it up here. Joe from Insawam says, "Good evening, guys. I'm chilling on the Ebri Mountains with my chilled puka, with pieces of ice at a coded location. I just watched a Kyle Walker interview, and he said he has never won at Anfield before. I don't think City can win Sunday's game. As a United fan, I pray City doesn't paint the city with a 4 in a row trophy, Charlie. It looks like this thing really haunting United fans.
really
Like the
haunting.
prospect of Pep.
No. Either way, Pep wins it. He sets a new record.
Does.
Fergie has 3-3.
Yep.
But Liverpool wins it. If Liverpool were to win the league
They also
title,
equal
they equal United
United's
record.
record.
So United fans, go and sleep.
That's the lowdown. It's a road show. We are the +233 Jazz Bar and Grill, North Ridge. Yeah, we're outside, Charlie. You are born.
I don't think
You are
people
bunting.
understand how brilliant
Where are the
our
leaders?
roadshows are.
No road show.
How
there.
exciting
Charlie,
they are.
See the last road show. I
Charlie,
remember the last four.
Blackberry Lounge.
the Chelsea Man City.
Blackberry Lounge there.
Blackberry
no,
Lounge
mad.
was a
The one
thing.
with the
Oliver Twist was.
if you want
Call Palmer.
make sure you come there. Call Palmer.
In fact, we must find that guy.
Fun.
Call
Charlie,
Palmer.
he's a Chelsea. If I say if you need an assist, just call
Call
Palmer.
Palmer.
I need to ask him how that is going.
After the game, and the guy go hide, oh, Charlie. You know, see him.
And this is a game that could end 4-4. It could
It
very
can
easily
yeah,
end 4-4.
it could be a crazy game. What I like about +233 is the size of the screen.
Yeah.
Like you can actually
Wherever you sit, you see.
The space is crazy.
In your own small corner, you see.
there's
Big screen like that.
good
Yeah,
pla-
television call.
good platform.
We are not watching TV. Oh.
No.
We are watching what?
Even-
Like a billboard
Yeah.
size of a
It's mad.
Even with the sun at its highest peak, you will see the screen.
No, their screen there.
and the sound quality.
One surround sound.
When the boy goes, douche.
Surround sound.
No more.
Surround sound. So +233, you know it already.
Coach, you said the family do what?
You see, when they're part of douche,
Charlie.
they're like, damn, man.
Charlie.
Out no more.
Yeah, so come to +233. Drinks, grills, Charlie, come jam.
Look,
And I can say
don't come alone.
thank you.
The fact of the matter, when you are coming to
I like the way you say these things with a lot of
you
seriousness.
see, the fact when you are coming to such places, get the lile to dress up.
Thank you.
Ona, they are not going to put on cloth or skirt. No, we don't want that. And I may will not go fine.
No go fine.
Something that depicts the true beauty in the lile. It will jeans, all the shapes.
Brings
are
out the
properly-
best in the lile.
We need to see the BFF index. The body, face, and form will have to be conspicuous.
Thank you, my
Very
brother.
clear.
Thank you, my brother.
You don't do that.
Thank you, my
Then
brother.
you bring them.
Then
you
they want
add
to,
their friends.
They want to step out.
Look, the liles, if they won't bring you, bring yourself.
Thank you. And add your friends.
Add your friends.
Thank you.
There will be more guys there. You don't know.
Sunday.
Hey, one of my friends who got married today, you know where he met his wife?
And you know, a football atmosphere too is a happy atmosphere.
no.
Thank you.
By the time you realize there's a go and somebody is
You're
talking
hugging.
Otilo.
Road show +233.
233, Sunday.
Don't let me talk plenty.
2 games.
Oh yes.
The Villa.
And I said the games are tasty. Yeah, Villa perfect
Spurs game.
Is
Top
that-
4 is at
That's
stake.
why we are calling it Super Sunday.
It's a super Sunday indeed.
2 quality games. We are not giving
By
you more.
10:30 away, Jimmy.
What else here?
By 10:30.
Just come and pick your after church. No, come and pick your seat.
Ballet.
Come and pick your seat. Grab some one chill drink and let's see what go on. Just a quick update on the Black Princesses game. It's goalless between Ghana and Ethiopia. So just about 25 minutes played in that game. No goals yet. At the moment, in the men's event, there's the Gambia taking on Benin as well. Also goalless in that one. Looks like there are very few goals in this particular competition. Hopefully it picks up. Let me see if we can tap. Yeah.
Yes, yes, sponsors, babe.
Charlie, Nkoye. Let me see if I can touch on the Champions League very briefly before we move it on. Real Madrid moving on to the next round against RB Leipzig. Real Madrid, they made it look pretty easy. Bayern Munich, Toto Alote is hot, but he decided that the Champions League is where at least you want to salvage some face. Just snap thoughts. Edwin, quick thoughts on the Champions League. Who is doing what for you? You can also touch on Arsenal Porto, because Arsenal fans have been chatting a lot since their goal scoring form and how the Porto game was an anomaly and how they will put. They said they will put Porto in their place. Porto also say that, well, relax, we are coming to town. Just snap thoughts on that.
First, a couple of results. Let me start with Manchester City. I like the way they ended any talk, any doubts about whether they would qualify.
Yeah.
First 10 minutes, they were up by 2-0. That's how big teams do it. They end any question about their ability, any question whether they'll make it to the next round. And they got Erling Haaland on the goal sheet as well, again. So that helps in the upcoming game against Liverpool. Next one, Bayern Munich. They suffered quite a bit, but eventually when the goal started, they started. And Harry Kane has been brilliant too. We don't talk about Harry Kane a lot because of what Bayern are going through, but he's having a fantastic season in Germany. The goals he's scoring, the assists, he's involved in their play. He's being brilliant for them. Even though Lazio are a very good footballing team, I thought Bayern deserved the win that they got. And to Arsenal, yes, the first leg against Porto, it wasn't the best. But I think Arteta realized his flaw not early enough in that game to make a difference. But I think in subsequent games, he's realized how Porto defeated them. And it's because they didn't have any protection in front of the back four. They didn't have someone to sit and allow Declan Rice to push forward. And with Jorginho coming to the squad, now they even have Thomas Partey to serve as an alternative. But I feel Jorginho is going to start in that game. Allow Declan Rice to push forward, which allows Kai Havertz to roam around. And there are even points where Declan Rice becomes the number 9 because of how far he can run. And
I love that guy's game.
The movement of that Arsenal team is something to behold. And I think they are going to qualify.
Kai Havertz is cooking. We see the humble pie, and he has handed it to everybody. It's okay, but I won't gas it too much, just in case he starts flopping and they say it is
he
me.
He needs to, no matter the taste of the food he's cooked of late. I think on Tuesday. He needs to do some recooking.
That's when he needs to come to the fore.
He has to come to the fore, because I do believe that this Arsenal team will have to engage the two centre backs of Porto properly. Pepe and his partner are very experienced. So I think because of their level of experience, somebody will have to be with them to engage them. Yes, the off-the-ball movement will be brilliant. But if there's somebody engaging the two of them, and people are moving in addition to that, then you can catch them. But if nobody engages them, and it's all about the movement, they are very experienced, they are very proactive, they will anticipate better, and they begin to cut. And one thing that is going to be on the other four is the physicality of the game on Tuesday. Porto, most people don't know, but they are also very physical.
In fact, I think that's what Arsenal's on doing in the first leg.
Arsenal, most of their front runners, the Martinelli, the Saka, the Odegaard, the Kai Havertz, they are not the Trossard.
They don't like
physicality. They don't like physical battle. And go back to that first leg. That was what Porto actually used. Arsenal played the whole game without a shot on target. You remember? And Porto has a solid goalkeeper. So again, Arsenal will be
Diogo Costa.
Arsenal will have to be at their very best to open them up and not give Diogo Costa any chance of making the save. As we talk about they going to redeem them, they should also don't forget that they need to defend and defend properly.
True.
Because any goal conceded,
and this becomes more complicated.
The tie.
And one of the guys who played really well in that first leg has been talking as well. I was talking about him earlier on Scorecard, Alan Varela. So he says Arsenal have been chatting a lot about beating Sheffield United, beating this and that. He says they beat their biggest rivals Benfica by 4-0. And Benfica is a Champions League level team.
Exactly.
They say Sheffield United and the teams Arsenal have been beating are relegation teams.
They are going to relegation.
They say they are coming to the Emirates.
Yes.
So whatever Arsenal have, they should lay it all down on that day.
I believe Arsenal will qualify, but there's that other part of me.
Don't forget the last time they were dumped out of a European competition. Another Portuguese team.
Exactly. I believe they will qualify, but they have to be very, very careful. If they give Porto any sign of belief, the experience in the Porto team will see Porto be on the finish line.
Let's do some shout outs before we go, guys. Quick shouts,
There's a birthday that our boss Nathan Kwao sent to me.
Oh yes, Nathan, why are you busy?
I think he dropped it on there.
He dropped it. Okay, then in Ketia, you are the host. So
Okay, let me go through that one really quickly. He says a happy 90th birthday to my dad.
That's right.
Dodu Ankra.
That's right.
Former Black Stars goalkeeper. AKA Magic Hands.
The Magic Hands.
AKA the Black Cat. 1963-1965 AFCON winner.
Charlie.
Prayer is, may Allah continue to bless him from your daughter Nakwama Siamafo and all your children. We love you so much. So the Black Cat.
Oh,
Charlie.
Win cup how Ghana.
90 years.
90 years. You my job. No. You are the humble page. You see, when you grow and there is good health, then there's a reason to continue to grow.
Oh yes.
When you have grown and there is good health, then there's every reason to continue to grow.
Let me give shout outs to the people on the Heritage Caravan.
Hey!
Yeah, so the people on
more enjoyment.
So hold on, so Bas 2.
Bas 2.
The people on Bas 2.
We hear the people on Bas 2.
Unbelievable. Charlie. And then special shouts
now go there
to Wheezy.
Wheezy
Akofa. Yabole Akofa. Yabole.
Coach you face with
Coach, no fans give Mr. Brown.
Oh, no more Brown.
Uncle Wood. Nana T.
Play go age.
Uncle Wood. Nana T.
Mr. T. Otashi Ochati. Oh, Nana T.
Mr. Metal.
Oh, no more Metal.
And Mr. Abuaji, aka Abu J. Michael, the stubborn guy on the bus, and to all Bus 2 members. And
Bus 2.
Coach, I have a special shout out that will excite you.
Now go there.
Your good friend, Cashfodian, Enam, Mane, Unaifa, Afianu. He says that Tema West is in total darkness. So I'm having to sit in my vehicle to listen to the show. He says he's an Arsenal fan. He says City 1, Liverpool 1. Enam.
That's Charlie, what they are hoping for.
You are a big man wherever you are. Charlie, big shout outs to you, my guy. I don't know if there are any more shouts before we go.
Ben, shout outs to Dominic Gucci-Mane, very good friend of mine. And second one to
you mean Gucci Mane?
Yeah, Gucci Mane.
Hey, Charlie.
The hard guy. Customs officer.
Yes, sir.
Volta region. And then second one is to Michelle. She's listening to the show. So
who is Michelle to you?
My sister.
You are a liar, my brother. I put it to you that Michelle is not your sister.
Oh, Michelle Ofe, she's my sister.
You will come to this on another day. In fact, let me do a random shout before you come in.
Go ahead.
To Eric Bessa. Eric works with the passport office in Ho, and also to my boss. My boss at the passport office in Ho. Yes, his name is Saint Osei. Not Saint Osei. His name is I've forgotten his name slightly. I need to check up on that again and give him a really quick shout. The boss over there. But coach, just come through your shout.
Yes, look, I was at an engagement this morning. I went to support my friend, my brother, my colleague, Mr. Stephen Obena Mwako, and his beautiful wife. Mami Fwa Sewa Safo. Mami Sewa, that is the way I call you. But you know the beauty about the marriage?
Tell me about it, coach.
Man and wife are all solid teachers of Ghana Christian International High School.
Oh, that'd be hard. That was some combo, man.
Yeah, man. Solid teachers. The man is, do I say my understudy when it comes to chemistry? He's a wonderful guy. He's a strong man of God, a prayerful man. And God has given him a beautiful wife.
Oh, Charlie.
Look, Mami Sewa, Nyamin Shra Mwate.
Oh.
Do you know why I'm so happy? Sewa looked at me today and said, you see, I was more or less the catalyst of the marriage. I was so instrumental
in putting things together.
In getting Sewa to say yes.
No.
And Stephen has done me proud.
Oh, Charlie.
Because when you look at Sewa and her beauty, and her humility and her godly values and character, she needed a man like Stephen Obinamwakon. Stephen, tomorrow is the wedding. If you know Stephen Amwakun and Mami Sewa Safo of Ghana Christian International High School, the road goes all the way to Boche ICGC, Joy Temple. I will be there. The family of Ghana Christian will be there. We'll be there to support them.
Yeah.
And we want to believe God that whatever, I'm a married man.
Yeah.
I know the benefit of marriage. Whatever I have received,
you will receive.
I pray they get even more than I have received. Everything associated with marriage according to God. Steve-O. Big Steve. That's the one we call Big Steve.
Coach will bring the concoction too. Yes, I found my guy. So shout out to Saint Saki.
Saint Saki.
Yeah, Saint Saki.
Numo Saint Saki. You see, in Ghana, what we say Numo, people think is like you are old.
No.
Numo comes with huge respect.
Yeah.
Like, Numo and Chebwe. Kake Numo and Chebwe. Yes.
Numo
Saint Saki.
No, Saint Saki. Why you need
na? Jobo.
Yeah, Charlie. Big ups. Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you very much, Edwin Kwakofi. Thank you very much to Gabi Affair. Big shout outs to Magdalene Williams. I'll say one year while Hey, Heritage Caravan for. Charlie, you guys do all. My name is Benjamin Nketia. Show proudly brought to us by Twisco, the newest, tastiest chocolate beverage on the market from the producers of Cowbell. All you need to do is go out there to your nearest supermarket, get a sachet of Twisco for only 1 cedi 80 pesos, add to your boiling water, add milk, stir, and enjoy. The Premier League preview show comes up right after this. Enjoy.